Hello there, and welcome to the True Pop Culture 7 show. I'm your host, True Pop, here to laugh and think about pop culture stupidity. My usual co-host, Mr. Berg, unfortunately wasn't able to make it to the show today. I'm sure he'll join us next stream. And thank you everyone from joining the stream. I believe you guys joined in from Creetosis' live stream over here. Thank you everyone for joining. Hopefully, we'll have plenty of stuff to entertain you. Essentially, um, what I apologies for being slightly earlier later than usual. I had to make some compromises essentially. We have a special guest, so I was like, why on earth not have it live stream be later than usual? And I know it said I think it said 2 a.m. on the YouTube thing, so I probably gave some people a little spook essentially. Well, what's that music coming from? Yeah. Essentially, we started a little earlier. I thought we'd give you guys a surprise. I guess. I mean, I'm always either early or like 5 minutes away. I'll learn to be on time. I promise, guys. I promise. Anyway, yeah, with me today is Creetosis. Creetosis, would you like to introduce yourself and tell the people where they can find you and whatnot?
Hello, thank you for having me on. Well, my YouTube channel is Creetosis, and I do videos mostly on video games, like breaking down stories and stuff. But I'm going to be doing videos on TV shows and movies as well at some point.
Nice. Yeah, you do a lot of live streaming, so I definitely admire that. Well, how long was your last live stream?
Oh, that was 5.5 hours, I believe.
Nice. All right, we have a long matter here. Yay!
Yeah, I just released a 6-hour video 2 weeks ago, so yeah.
Nice. Very nice. See, I'm just a humble short man here, but I like to say short but effective at least somewhat. But I do respect the girls who put in the effort and put in the hours essentially. Yes, long man good, exactly. And then they're here. You know what the strike means? Advantage time. You're gonna become independent and make people. Yeah. Essentially, on that nerd. Yeah, essentially. Uh yeah. Those introductions went smoothly. Usually they go on for a little while. I say we get to the first segment at hand, and that's the sucked into pop culture segment.
And finally, the piece de resistance.
Okay, so in this in this segment, we talk about things that we consumed pop culture wise the past week. So it can be anything: a movie, TV show, video game, etc., etc. I'm pretty sure I watched Mission Impossible 7 in the cinemas. I was hoping it was going to be better than Fallout. It wasn't. I thought the plot was pretty meh, and I was somewhat disappointed. I expected the action to be more engaging. I didn't feel that really engaged. I felt more engaged with John Wick 4's action. I was on the edge of my seat in that movie. But yeah, I still think the plot was wonky, but I think it had the great characters essentially, and the action scenes were good. Although I was expecting more, because kind of the marketing gave that impression. Tom Cruise jumping from that cliff, and I thought maybe they showed their hand a little too much with the marketing, because it's like I think the biggest stunt is that cliff jump in the movie essentially, and the train sequence. Yeah, but I still liked it, and I think it had great characters. If you'd like to see it, I think I have a review up. I did like a live stream of it, and then I edited that live stream into a 6-minute little video, essentially getting all the more important points. I can't remember exactly what else I watched. I think uh Mauler and the EFAB gang always recommended it. I think Gary recommended it as well. I'm not sure on what stream though. I watched Jojo Rabbit. That was a very incredibly moving little film, comedic yet incredibly sad, I guess. I didn't bother watching it before because I was like, oh great, it's another movie about the World War II and the you know what, guys, and I was just kind of turned off by that. But you know what? I gave it a chance. I was not disappointed. Essentially, it's a cute little story of a de-radicalization of a little kid, and yeah, it's told in like a funny yet very touching manner, essentially, and I really liked it. Creetosis, anything that you watched or played in the last week?
Yeah, but can we talk about those movies you watched
Oh
quickly?
yeah, sure.
I had only ever seen Mission Impossible Fallout before. I've never seen any other movie in the series, and I really enjoyed that movie. There's a lot of good stunts and combat, like fight scenes in that movie that are really enjoyable.
Mhm.
And as far as like that movie goes as a standalone, it seems to have a really solid plot. It's really enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely better than the average trash we get in Hollywood.
Yeah, especially lately.
Yeah, definitely. I still take it over like any day of the week with Indiana Jones, but I would say the plot is wonky. I would say that, but if you give me good characters, I'm fine with it essentially. But I just want to let people know sometimes that it's a little flawed. I like it. It's fun. There's some great stuff in it, but there are some flaws. That's all I wanted to mention. I'm not trying to be like a big contrarian.
That's the new one you're talking about?
Yeah. Mission Impossible 7.
Yeah, I've actually been wanting to see that because I did enjoy Fallout so much. Hearing some of these reviews saying it's not quite as good as helping temper my expectations a bit.
Mhm.
Based on what I've heard, though, and with what you just said, it definitely sounds like they, like you said, showed their hand by showing like the best stunt in the trailers. It'd be like showing the Death Star blowing up in Return of the
Yeah.
Jedi in the trailer,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
even A New Hope.
I think there is another stunt in there that kind of matches that cliff jump, but it's just like, oh, okay. I was expecting more from it because they kind of like constantly talked about about the stunts, about building even a train as well just to crash it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was brilliant marketing. It got me in to see the film essentially, so I got to give them that. Yeah. Did you want to say anything about Jojo Rabbit as well, or?
I actually haven't seen that movie. I've heard good things about it, but there's nothing I can really say because I don't know anything about it. I heard it's a bit comedic, but that's about all I've got there.
Yeah, it does. I would say it perfectly balances humor with very deep and depressing moments. Yeah, I would say it's definitely so much better than Taika's For Love and Thunder garbage. That movie is just non-stop comedy. It's just like, how could this man create something so good and so bad at the same time? It's like,
I would have to assume it's a lack of care because
Mhm.
from what I've heard of Jojo Rabbit, it sounds like a really good movie. It sounds like a lot of heart and effort was put into it. And then you get Thor: Love and Thunder, like you say, where like the biggest galactic tragedy has turned into a joke.
Oh, remember the ice cream is ice cream.
Yeah,
fan.
infinity cones. What an amazing joke. I'm glad, like, trillions of life forms, countless, who knows how many life forms across the universe
Mhm.
died, and it's made into a joke.
Mhm. I don't think he thought that one through like at all. You know, just no. He probably didn't think about that one like going on. 4-2 girls. Okay, and then uh, yeah. So yeah, anything you've consumed pop culture wise this week?
Well, I actually watched Temple of Doom and The Last Crusade for the first time, and oh my god,
Nice.
those are great movies. I love them.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I've finally seen all three of the original Indiana Jones movies. I
Oh,
think they're all
nice.
solid for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Which one was
I
your
have
favorite?
favorite.
Mm-hmm. It has to be Last Crusade.
I was honestly leaning towards Last Crusade because that is really
Ah,
good. The whole
yes.
dynamic between Harrison Ford and Sean Connery, it's really great.
Mm-hmm.
And just the trials at the end too. I like that whole segment. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And
A carpenter's cup wouldn't be made of gold.
mhm. Oh, so good. And he goes in there. It's not for the treasure itself, but to save his dad, essentially. And it's made into so selfless thing.
Yeah.
Um.
And then
It's
there's
so great.
that awesome sequence of Donovan like decaying and turning into dust.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is a cool villain death scene.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they probably looked at that arc melting scene and thought, "How can we beat this? How about turning to dust? That's perfect." Keyman over here says, "Jojo Rabbit, the book was dark. It's based on a book. I had no idea it was. Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting. Uh, yeah. Anything else? Like, you probably play a lot of video games, I'm guessing.
I haven't really had a ton of time to like
Hmm.
watch movies or play new games super recently because I've been working hard to try and get these videos done on time.
Nice. Okay.
Part 3 of the Fallout 4 analysis, I barely got that censored for YouTube in time. I have to censor my videos now because I released my Saints Row video in January, and it had been my best performing video, 50,000 views in a week, and then it got
Mhm.
demonetized for excessive swearing. It's like, okay,
Ah.
so now I have to deal with that now. Um, I've started using the Half-Life 1 scientist streams for my censor sound. But yeah, I barely
Yeah.
got that done in time, and now I have less than 2 weeks to edit part 4 together and get that out for not next Friday, but the Friday after. So I've been on a bit of a personal crunch, and I probably shouldn't have even watched the 2 movies I did, Temple of Doom and Last Crusade, but I really wanted to see them, and I fell to the temptation.
Yeah. Hey, that is not time spent on watching those movies isn't bad at all, essentially.
Yeah, I
They're
very
definitely
much
worth the
enjoyed
time.
them.
Yeah, they're great. And the fact that Dial of Destiny is a thing. The thing is, like, you've probably heard about the Crystal Skull, right?
I've heard a lot of things about the Crystal Skull. I've seen Mr.
Mhm.
Plinkett's review of it. It
Okay.
looks like there's a lot of tism with that movie. Um, I haven't
I
seen it
think.
myself yet. I might
Mhm,
watch it out of morbid curiosity,
mhm.
but
I haven't rewatched it like in a while, and I reckon now that I've watched Dial of Destiny, like it's gonna be like the prequel effect, essentially. This
I
might not have
have
been so
heard
bad.
I have heard a few people online saying stuff similar to the prequel effect, where
Mhm.
you know Crystal Skull sucked, but it's not as bad in comparison.
Exactly. Yeah, it's definitely like the Thanos meme, essentially. Maybe I treated you too harshly once you watch the next biggest piece of shit. It's just, huh. Yeah, Hollywood definitely has a way of surprising, of hold my beer, essentially. You thought this was
Yeah.
bad? Hold my beer.
I love all my favorite classic heroes being ruined and turned to miserable old bastards who want to die.
Yeah, the thing is, they've done that a second time with Harrison Ford. It's just like, how
Yeah.
many times can you play the same character? Really?
Not just that, but like these are iconic, timeless, classic heroes. Like even when I was growing up, I grew up in the '90s, and like Star Wars was still, at least for me, was still big back then. Where um, Luke Skywalker and Han Solo were these heroes to look up to, and to have all of these classic characters just become miserable and wanting to die and like hating everything they used to stood for. It's so depressing.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Um, it's like they can't write anything else. It's like, oh, how about we deconstruct them essentially, make them sad, and all that's a clever thing to write. Not really, not particularly. Like
I'm not
these
even
days,
sure.
it's
I'm
yeah.
not even sure if they're trying to be clever though. It feels like they're trying to
Mm,
tear everything down and like destroy them.
Hmm, maybe. I think like because we know this trend of everything like being really, really dark and down and depressing. I think it first got from that, like, oh, how about we write these characters in like kind of like a sad way? That's clever, right? And then it just evolved to, you know what, let's just deconstruct everything on purpose. Let's make everyone miserable. Because it's high art and whatnot. Um I think essentially nowadays it'd be difficult to write something positive in the mind of these writers essentially. Like and that's what I hope Superman Legacy will be, like a positive uh upbeat essentially theme to it towards the Superman movie. That's what I'm hoping for anyway, because good God, write something happy. Like not happy
Yeah.
isn't like comedic like Marvel, just write something,
Uplifting,
yes.
inspiring.
Yes. Like I have the will to live again, that kind
Yeah,
of
it'd
thing.
be nice to watch a movie without coming out of the theater with the feeling of I want to die.
I completely regret buying my ticket. Uh or in Dial Destiny selling on the theaters because there was no way I was watching that in the cinema. I was considering it at first of all, like I don't have the time. You know what? I'm just gonna play it on here and then speed it up a little. And even with that, I felt like the movie dragged like loads. The action scenes were just could have been each action sequence could have been like shortened by like 5 minutes in Dial of Destiny. There was so much like time wasting and nothing much happened. It's just like the movie goes and like Shiny said, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened,
Yeah.
without any of this, I don't know, meaning or flow to it, essentially. Wait, they didn't like anti piece that depicts all the iconic heroes from the originals. Well, that just means we need to quadruple them. That'll bring in yeah, exactly.
The best way to
Exactly.
get the fans into the theater to watch your movie is to tell them you hate them, you don't want them
Hmm.
to watch their movie, and shit over everything they love.
Hmm.
Clearly, that's a winning strategy.
Yeah. How many times have we seen that as well?
Oh God.
Too many times. Like, and there's so many times where we haven't really read the source material either, and whatnot. It's just like same again. It's just like you're so predictable at this point, really. Like, let me guess, you'll write this character as divorced, lonely, depressed, and old. Just a wild guess, I suppose.
Yeah. What is there left for them to ruin still? There's Back to the Future, which
Yeah.
please God don't ruin that.
The director
Um,
said, if you make a remake of that or anything, over my dead body. I'm pretty sure he said something like that. So
oh, based. A lot
yeah.
of respect for that guy.
Hmm. I'm pretty sure Michael J. Fox also said something that yeah, you can try to remake it, but you'll never make anything as good, or something like that. I can't remember his exact quote, but he did say something based like that as well. Uh, Oh, someone's saying Blade Runner. I think they did do 20. The one with Ryan Gosling. I
Yeah,
never
that's
understood Blade
2049,
Runner much.
isn't it?
Yeah. I never understood Blade Runner much. I love the director, Denis Villeneuve. He directed some of my favorite movies, Sicario and Prisoners 2013. Love those movies. They're really great. Not sure what I think about Dune though. But anyway, yeah, I've heard from Blade Runner fans that that wasn't good. But I can't say whether it's good or bad because it's just I don't know. I was bored watching it, and I was kind of bored watching the original. I know, chat, don't kill me. All right. I suppose it depends what version you watch of it because I'm pretty sure there's like 50 versions of that movie. One with
Yeah,
like
that's
narrations that helps you understand it a bit more, what's going on. Because
yeah,
I don't. I felt like I was put in the middle of a story essentially, and I was just meant to guess. Okay, what's happening exactly? I just felt like in the middle of a story rather than starting at a beginning and end essentially. That's what I felt like, and so it's the future, and there's these replicants. I'm like, hang on, why don't you just explain this? I just felt. I don't know which version I watched, to be honest. So, if you guys have any recommendations, which Blade Runner version to watch, then yeah, I'm all here for it, I guess.
I've only seen the original once myself a few years ago. I've actually been meaning to watch it again because it's been kind of related to the Fallout 4 videos I've been doing.
Nice.
Because that a large part of that game's story is a really bad reference to Blade Runner. They do multiple little things that are related to it, and it
Mhm.
just kind of falls. Well, the whole game falls flat. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm. Someone said Raiders. You take that back. You dare. No, Raiders
well,
is good as well.
it is a
Yeah.
hard choice. Raiders and Crusade are both really
Mm.
really good.
I
I
don't
also
know which one would be better, but I know which one's my favorite. Last Crusade, definitely.
yeah, I'm gonna have to watch them all again to make a solid choice on that. Um,
Hmm.
I do like Temple of Doom too. I had a lot of fun with that one. The main issue
Hmm.
for me was all the screaming, and it did seem
Yeah.
weird that Indy suddenly has this kid sidekick,
Yeah,
but
yeah. He
it's
was fun though.
tolerable. It doesn't ruin the
Hmm.
movie for me.
Hmm. I wish that kid was back because now he's like an action. But he was in everything, every all at once.
Which is a
But
great movie.
older.
The fight
Yeah,
scenes in that are really good. The story is really
yeah.
good. The characters are great.
Hmm. I think it's definitely a well-made movie. I'm not sure if I like its message, but I do think it's a really well-made, great movie as well. Yeah, and the guy who played Short Round, is brilliant in it. If I pronounce his name, I'm gonna probably butcher it, but
Yeah,
um, and it would have been great to see him in Dial of Destiny instead of Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who was absolutely
insufferable.
fantastic to listen to. Oh no, that's one third for it. Uh, the
Yeah, it
movie
would have
kept
been.
trying to tell you that she's attractive essentially, and you never quite buy it. Like, I'm pretty sure there's some sort of like Arabian prince who she ditched, and he was like, "No, come back to me. Well, I was going to marry you," and blah 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 blah. And it's just like, movie, you aren't really selling me that this woman is attractive, like at all, not one bit, essentially. Don't watch Dial of Destiny. It's a waste of time. Unless you can times two speed it and you want to do a review on it. Don't don't let
See,
it waste your time. That's
that's
what
the
I'd be saying.
problem I've got right now. Is there's so many things I want to do videos on that I feel like
Mhm.
watching that right now would just add another thing to the list of things I want to do videos on and just don't have the time for. I've been wanting to
Yeah,
do a
yeah.
video on that last Doctor Who episode where Jodie regenerates. I've been wanting to do one
Oh,
on
are
Jurassic
you a big
World
Doctor Who fan?
Dominion.
Okay.
I started watching the revival back in, I want to say 2010, 2011, and I was a
Mhm.
big fan for a while. I dropped off around the 50th anniversary, but I do really love the Eccleston Tennant era, and I like Matt Smith as a Doctor, but I felt the writing fell in quality during his era.
Okay. Cree, by the way, did you like Jurassic World
Pagan?
Dominion?
No,
This is serious.
Pagan's fucking with us. He's a friend of mine. He
Okay.
wanted to watch it to see how bad it was, and he dragged me along to watch it with him. And
Wow.
there were so many
You
points
should reconsider
where
your friends.
we were we were losing our shit at how bad it was. Like
Oh.
it is an immensely frustrating. Have you seen it?
Hang on, is that the second one or the third one? I keep
That's
forgetting.
the third one. So there's
No, I haven't
Jurassic
seen it.
World, Jurassic
I watched
World
the second
Fallen
one. That was
Kingdom,
yeah.
and then Jurassic World Dominion, and it is
Ah.
just to give you an idea of the stupidity. They're invited to this. It's sort of a dinosaur preserve thing, and there's of course a research facility there. And the guy who's running it is very shady. It's Dodgson from the first movie. And the whole plot is about they're genetically engineering giant locusts to eat certain crops, but not the biosyn crops. But that's besides the point. Dr. Grant, Sattler, and Malcolm are all here. Malcolm's been working here for a little while. It's like sort of an inside man. And he's trying to get Grant and Sattler to get evidence of Biosyn's fuckery to expose to the world. And to do so, he gives them their key card. He gives them his key card so they can get into restricted areas that they're not supposed to be in. And then it's, the bad guys find out, oh, hey, they've been in these restricted areas. How did they get in there? Oh, we don't know. They have to piece together, oh, wait, Malcolm passed something to them in the security camera footage. That must have been his key card. They had no way there's no signature on the key card itself to say, oh, yeah, Dr. Malcolm accessed this lab. Check the camera. Wait, that's not Dr. Malcolm. No, they don't have anything like that. It's just a generic, you might as well have a metal key that has no detection.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Yeah.
And that's just one of the dumb things in that movie. The entire movie is stupid start to finish.
You know what? That reminds me of what really annoyed me about Fallen Kingdom, because that's the only... I only bothered to watch it. I was so annoyed with Fallen Kingdom and how stupid it was that I didn't bother with Dominion. And
I actually...
Yeah.
I hadn't even seen that one. I'd seen Jurassic World, thought that was dumb, skipped out on the next one.
Okay, that's funny. I bothered with the first, second one. You didn't bother with the second. Okay, I see that. So essentially, right? There's this discount. What's his name? Who's the creator of the Jurassic Park? John Hammond?
Dr. Hammond, yeah.
Dr. Hammond, yeah. There's a discount Hammond, right? He was the best friend of Hammond, bloody blah. He has some sort of grand...
My favorite writing trick. Here's a new character you've never seen or heard before who's totally friends with an OG character.
Yeah. And he has some sort of... I can't remember what she is, a granddaughter or something. I can't remember. And it's like later revealed on the film, there's a twist. She's actually a clone because the real one died. I was just like, oh, okay, so yeah, so they died, and because they knew how to clone a dinosaur, they cloned a human. I'm like, okay, that's interesting, this, but it's kind of a little pointless. Like, okay. That's an interesting twist. What are you gonna do with that? And they don't really do anything like that. I think that's enough. You kind of need to do a little bit more to make that. I don't know, make me care, essentially, because you haven't made me care about the little girl at all. And there's the scene where these dinosaurs are being sold off in auctions. Maybe you saw clips of that.
I think I have seen that clip. I've seen Mahler's video on it, so I know some of the gist of it. But it's been a while since I've seen that video.
Yeah, so Yeah, first of all, those prices are like dog cheap. They like go for like 13 or 50 million for like an Ankylosaurus. I'm like, geez, if I could buy one for 50, wow, that's a bargain right there. Extinct animal just for 50 million. Wouldn't you think it was for like billions, not in the millions? I don't know. How do you classify that? How do you put a value on an extinct freaking animal?
It wouldn't be so much that you would put a value on an extinct animal. You would put a value on how easy it is to make. So, like, just for a hyperbolic example, let's take a T-Rex. If it
Mhm.
took like an hour to 3D print one, and it costs you like $100 to like make it, then you
Mhm.
wouldn't be selling it for necessarily billions of dollars, unless you're artificially making not as many as you could for the sake of jacking up the price. It's the whole supply and demand thing where, okay, so 5,000 people want a T-Rex. Well, we'll make 1,000 of them and jack the price way up.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I still don't think they'll be in that'd be in the millions. It's probably cost Hammond to quite a lot of money to clone these things. So, and not only that, they're on an island, so they're hard to get. Essentially, transporting them and whatnot. Um, so anyway, they're like all these dinosaurs are essentially locked up in like this little cages and stuff like that. And the clone girl essentially looks at the dinosaurs, and their shelter is on fire. They're all about to die because the roof is going to collapse on them. And there's this like big red button, and what does she do? She presses that big red button, releasing all of the dinosaurs to go rampant on the world. And Chris Pratt's character asks her, "Why did you do that?" And she answers, "Because they're just like me." I'm like, good, good God. Good God, woman, you have just endangered thousands of lives because you
Oh,
felt sorry for some animals. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah, let those dinosaurs die. All right. The safety of people outside is more important here. I don't. And your justification, because they're just like me, because I'm a clone. No, they're not. They're dinosaurs. You're a human. Like that does not
well,
make any sense whatsoever.
I've got news for you. It gets even worse than that because
Yeah.
Dominion starts off showing how all these dinosaurs are living in the wild now. For some reason, it's not causing an ecological disaster. They're just fitting in perfectly fine with all the existing
Oh
wildlife.
bullshit.
Except there's videos of people of like having car crashes trying to avoid dinosaurs. There's one clip, and this is the most screwed up. Well, there's lots of screwed up things in the movie, but this is one of the most screwed up. There's a clip of a little girl running around in circles, terrified because she's running from a compy, and someone like is just standing there recording this happen. Compies
Oh.
are poisonous or
Oh.
venomous. I can't remember which it is, but point is, their bite will poison you.
Oh
And
no.
someone's just standing there watching this poor kid run around screaming, trying to get away from the
Oh.
critter.
By the way, I remember like chatting it with my older sibling when we watched the second one. Like, okay, yeah, this is stupid, and he made a joke that I'll never forget. Like, okay, if raptors ended up in Texas, it'd be like, oh, Daddy, look what I got! Something to hang up on the wall, and just like dead raptor in their hands with a shotgun on their backs. Essentially, that's how it end up. Like all over the world, especially in America, it was just like, yep, dino trophy on the wall right there. Yeah, those dinosaurs would just die off just like that. Like, I'm not even going to mention the fact, that they're like cold-blooded dinosaurs and they probably used to like different environments and whatnot because they lived billions of years ago. Not only that, but we have these things called guns, weapons of all sorts. So if they pose a danger, we'd definitely kill them. I think
Well,
they'd be quite hostile. I don't think they'd blend into the world like
oh no,
naturally at all.
no, they wouldn't. You're taking a creature from millions of years ago and putting it into the modern day. That would not work.
Like several would get run over by a car. It's just no.
Well, another one of the stupid things with Dominion is it starts off trying to present the idea that like protections are put in place by the government to try and protect these animals, when it's like they would cause havoc upon the world. Like even with all the guns in America, I'm not sure you'd be able to fully like wipe them out, because it for
A good
certain
portion of them.
persistent for certain persistent animals, it could be hard to like deal that much damage to them to wipe them out, because one of the things I've heard with America is they do have a bit of a wild hog problem, where it's illegal to just shoot hogs, and they cannot get rid of them.
Yeah, because stupid, what is it, life animal preservation or something like that. I remember that being like, for the UK, there's like a law against badgers, I think. You can't kill them because they're nearly like extinct, even though they mess up your chickens, your everything and stuff like that. And it's just like they're really they're a pest, essentially, and you can't go around shooting them. So
what I meant with the hogs is you can go around shooting them. It's legal and encouraged to shoot them, but the problem is there are just so many wild hogs that like it is difficult to put a dent in their population, from what I've heard.
Yeah. Interesting, but yeah, those dinosaurs would have definitely a difficult time to adapt to this, and they're definitely. The idea is so stupid. Just let's release dinosaurs into. Who thought of that? Like,
how many dinosaurs did she release? Was it like a couple hundred?
I honestly can't remember. It was like a building, like a big mansion buildings full. So it can't have been that many.
Yeah, because by the time of Dominion, it's like a worldwide problem somehow, and I don't see how you get to that many from like. Let's be generous. Let's say there's 10,000 dinosaurs in that mansion, which there certainly isn't. But let's just pretend for a second there's 10,000. You would not get those levels of population in just a few years from 10,000, like all around the world.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. Maybe there was something I missed. Maybe there were a couple of mansions, but no. They only showed like the pterodactyls, flying everywhere, and I suppose they could get somewhere, but I don't know. That Triceratops isn't crossing the Pacific anytime soon, Yeah, there's a commenter here. Clarkson's Farms actually reference. Yes, that's exactly where I got from that piece of information from. I watched Clarkson's Farm, essentially. That's
they can't kill badgers because of a medieval law. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's stupid. I highly recommend Clarkson's Farms. It's great. I love Clarkson. Top Gear and Grand Tour. Yeah.
That comment you highlighted was actually from a friend of mine, and he got me to watch the first episode of Clarkson's Farm, and we've kind of been talking about watching more of it at some point.
Definitely worthwhile. I'd recommend the Grand Tour as well. It's a car show, but you don't need to know anything about cars because their chemistry is so good, and they talk about cars in such a way everyone can understand. Really, I honestly can't begin to describe it. There's Richards, James Mays, and Clarkson's chemistry is off the charts essentially, and they were in Top Gear and they were in Grand Tour, and they have like these special episodes where they go around the world essentially. It's absolutely amazing. I can't recommend it enough. I think that would cover it for the Sucked Into Pop Culture segment. Let's get on to some news. Sorry. I can't get over that Alex Jones face. That was like, because normally I just thought, all right, let's get on with the news, and I didn't have any clip. That's just like a new one that I got in essentially, and it's just like I just googled the first, and that's the first image I came. Like, that's perfect. I'll put that in. The first piece of news I wanted to cover, I guess, the most important, I guess, would be this little thing that we titled after So you've probably heard the fact that the Actors Guild has decided to strike.
Yeah, the Film Actors Guild. I'm glad to hear it.
And this just puts a stop to essentially everything, filming wise. And it says here that it hasn't been done over 60 years. So that's very interesting. I'm sure the writer's strike kind of, persuaded the Actors Guild to kind of go on the strike as well. And look, I've been arguing on Twitter with people, I guess, about this, but when it comes to the strikes, all right, okay, I think, yeah, the AI stuff, okay, maybe it should be regulated, maybe it should be kept in check. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And maybe there should be some royalties for the streaming services, but I only support that because it would give us an idea of the streaming numbers on these streaming sites. So it benefit us, essentially, us, the YouTube content creators, to, see the statistics. So, but like paying them more and like this guarantee of a job, but it's just like, no, I'm not for that. Not really, not particularly. And the thing is, writers have been writing terrible scripts. Studios have been greenlighting absolute terrible movies. So it's just like I don't support either side. I'm just like the guy from Godzilla. Let them fight.
I hope everyone loses.
Exactly. There's a reason why at the thumbnail there's Joker burning money, because that is Hollywood right now.
Well, it's been Hollywood for the last several years.
Exactly. And now I think it's like reached a boiling point. Like, this surely isn't helping with because they had COVID, and now they have this strike. I doubt it's doing Hollywood any favors. Creetosis, what are your thoughts on this?
I hope it goes on for as long as possible. I hope it lasts a decade.
Yeah.
For anyone interested in doing YouTube stuff, now is your chance. This is the golden opportunity to get out there and do something, because there's going to be a period coming up soonish. I don't know how soon, but depending how long this lasts, we're going to reach a point where there's going to be a bit of a gap in terms of movies and TV shows coming out, when they run out of everything that's already like finished filming, and people aren't going to have anything to watch. It's going to be a good time to get your stuff out on YouTube for people bored to watch your stuff. As for the strikes themselves, some of the demands I've heard, I haven't actually looked through the demands, but ones I've heard online are like demanding writers' rooms to be staffed to a certain point and for like so many guaranteed weeks. That just doesn't seem tenable to me. With, let's say you're doing a 4-episode mini series, it doesn't seem like you would need people like writers and writers' rooms for like 20 weeks for that, or however it ends up being, So at that point, you'd be having people hired on and getting paid for not actually doing any work if you've already completed writing for your show.
Yeah.
There's something else I wanted to say and I forgot what it was. Oh, just the general too. The a lot of the writing has been garbage, and like, obviously I support people being paid for their work. I just can't bring myself to care when
you probably saw the thing that I tweeted with the MODOK scene of I was just like, that in a nutshell is like, all right, okay, so what, you want to be paid more for writing this? Really?
Oh yeah, there's been so many examples going around. Netflix Cowboy Bebop,
oh yeah,
Quantumania, like you said.
I'm
fucking
sure I could think
Last
of better
Jedi.
examples, but that's just like the first example that came to mind in recent memory, essentially. and
Yeah,
I'm
there's
sure I could think of even worse examples. Yeah, I'm probably forgetting some, but that is just like very first thing that came up to the mind. It's funny where the mind goes when it goes to bad writing. Out of all the things, it just went to MODOK, I guess. The that's just, good God, they did MODOK so dirty.
Yeah, because if you look at, I've never read. I'm not really a comic person. I want to get more
Mhm.
into comics, but I haven't really read too many at this point. If
Mhm.
for anyone who hasn't seen what MODOK looks like in the comics, go and look up his design. It is a
Mhm.
great design for like
Mhm.
a strangely disproportionate character, and then you
Mhm.
get Quantum Mania, where he looks somehow even more cartoony than the literal comic book version of himself.
Yeah, and he acts more cartoony. To be honest, he's not. It's true, MODOK is laughed at, but not because he's funny per se. He has like this, uh, this weird human being. He's not really like that. It's more like a superior kind of intellect, and he's meant to be, "I'm MODOK, I will destroy you," kind of thing. And he's kind of funny in that way, kind of like a fish out of water, kind of like this supercomputer, I guess. He's funny in that way. He's not really meant to be funny in this kind of,
Goofy way.
goofy way. Yeah. And his design is kind of like this strange and eerie. Sometimes he has like fully white eyes as well. It's kind of like looking like an alien. And here he just looks like a badly CGI head. I mean, I guess what they thought, the directors thought, they looked at that design and they thought, oh, we're just gonna make fun of this essentially, and they just went from that.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem is the
Yeah.
disrespect to everything people like. Because again, I've never read the
Yeah.
comics, but there's a lot of people who probably do like MODOK as a villain. He's
Mhm.
got a great design in the comics from what I've seen, and then you turn him into this weird goofball character where it's just someone's face enlarged over the body, which doesn't look like. There's subtle changes to the design of MODOK's face in the comic where it looks good being this giant face, this giant head with these tiny arms and legs, whereas in Quantum Mania, it looks like it's made to be goofy. It's like a clown show. It's made to be laughed at, and that's just unfortunate for something that an adaptation of something a lot of people love.
Exactly. Yeah, it's meant to be kind of like more alien looking, and it's just like the kind of deformities that guy must have gone through would have been painful and terrible, and it's kind of made into a joke, really. They show his butt crack in Quantum Mania. It's just like, oh, okay. So it's not really body horror, is it? It's just like, yeah, he's this head now. I suppose.
Yeah, it's a clown show.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So there's the actor strike, and I guess we'll cover what the actor strike has stopped in the making of. The only thing that I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks, is the Wolverine and Deadpool movie has stopped filming now, and I gotta say, these suits are looking great.
It is nice to see Wolverine in the classic suit. Well, I'm not sure if that's
I know, right?
the classic suit. It's the one I recognize from the cartoon.
Yeah. It's. I think the classic suit is like brown and yellow. I'm not entirely sure, but that's the most iconic Wolverine suit, I would say, is the yellow and blue, essentially. A lot of people are saying, okay, it kind of needs to be without the sleeves. And yeah, I'd agree that there shouldn't be sleeves on it, essentially. But I have heard apparently Hugh Jackman is very susceptible to skin cancer. So if that is indeed the case, then okay, sleeves allowed, I guess. On Twitter, I've been complaining about there being no cowl, essentially. The typical mask.
Yeah, you need the mask.
I'm sure there'll be some because I did see a Instagram photo of Ryan Reynolds like placing a Wolverine figure on the chair, and that Wolverine figure did have the mask. I mean, the mask is the money shot essentially. They gotta like put in the trailer, and it's just like gonna sell essentially.
Yeah.
Um. So
And
yeah. Yeah.
just the
What were you
impression I
gonna say?
get from this this bleh. The impression I get from this image too is it looks like they're treating the characters with respect, which
Mhm.
already says a lot on its own.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's more to this as well. There's been some interesting little set photos, I guess, of the 20th Century Fox logo in the background, and they're essentially fighting. So it's just like, huh. I wonder what's going on here. So I'm guessing it's going to be some sort of multiverse shenanigans, essentially.
If they're doing multiverse stuff, I hope they do it well because I'm already sick of it. The
If you're
only
gonna do it, make
movie,
it fun, like Spider-Man: No Way Home, essentially. At least that didn't make much sense, but at least we had some, fun with the characters.
yeah, there's some good moments in No Way Home. I was about to
Mhm.
say the only movie that did multiverse well was Everything Everywhere All at Once, but
Mhm.
there was a lot of issues with No Way Home. But the best
Mhm.
part of that movie is the interaction between the Spider-Men.
Mhm. Exactly, and I'm hoping they nail the interactions of like the multiverse rules and stuff like that. I expect of it nothing of it to make sense, but I just hope they nail down the character, I guess. And it's been, I've heard that because of the writer's strike, uh, Ryan Reynolds can't do any improv,
Yeah, I've heard the
essentially.
same.
And then now the actor's strike has stopped the filming, essentially. And they've only done like 3 months of. I'm not sure if they've done 3 months of filming or they have 3 months of filming left. I'm not entirely sure which one. Um, so yeah, that's a bit of a shame. But I suppose like nothing's stopping them essentially thinking about the story and how to improve it until the strikes go away essentially. So yeah, I know I said like, oh, Guardians is probably the last Marvel movie I'd watch. This is probably the last movie I'll watch. You know, uh, last thing I'm excited for, to be honest. Um, I was somewhat interested in Fantastic Four and Secret Wars MCU wise, but it's just like the Secret War thing. It's written by the same guy who wrote Multiverse of Madness. So I'm like, okay, that movie is dead on arrival.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Fantastic Four haven't even been cast, and it's first John Watts is meant to direct it, and now the WandaVision director is directing it. I'm like, great. So they just got a nobody and a typical yes man, essentially. And it's funny because now they can't even cast any actors for the Fantastic Four, even though Superman Legacy was announced like what was it? Maybe a year ago, and they've already cast the lead, Lois Lane, and like 3 more characters. Fantastic Four, 3 years, no casting announcements of any sort. I just find that a little funny. Like, I won't even mention Blade and the stuff that has been through. Like, good God,
Yeah, I've
the
heard a lot of
strikes aren't
things
helping
about.
it either. Yeah. By the way, did you know that it was that Blade movie is not even R rated? It's gonna be PG.
That's one of the things I've heard. I haven't
Mhm.
seen the original Blade movies, but I heard they had to be R for them to work.
Exactly. I just do not understand fundamentally why on earth you wouldn't make a R-rated Blade movie. Just absolutely nonsensical to me.
It'd be like making a PG Kill Bill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolute nonsense. Um, yeah. So next little bizarre trailer I thought we'd break down. Now I may get limited for this. Ah, well, we'll cover this trailer anyway. Because the stream always gets limited. Um, what I wanted to cover is this little trailer that you know caught my attention Partly because it has Emily Clark and then she's hot. So, but essentially, it's this comedic movie that has the basic premise of it's set in the future, and essentially you get your baby from like a baby factory in a pod.
Oh, I think I scrolled by this on Twitter, and like
Yeah.
I saw the few seconds of like her selecting the baby and going to the cash register, and it's just like, nah, I've scrolled by.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh, what this sounds like a dystopian nightmare straight from Brave New World. Why on earth is this a comedy? Was essentially my take, and I thought we'd break this down quite painfully, to be honest. But hey, why not? We're here for the pain as YouTubers, I guess.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's why we exist.
we suffer so you can enjoy, dear viewers. So, do you hear the audio?
A little bit, yeah. It's a bit
Okay.
quiet, but I'll turn up my own audio.
Okay, I can actually increase it on here. Okay.
I've been having the strangest dreams.
Rachel, dreams are not reliable analytical material.
Okay, straight up from that, I just got the vibe that, okay, is this going to be some kind of dystopia, essentially? And then it goes on, and it's like you realize, oh, it's a comedy of some sort. Like, to me, that was essentially like a dystopia of some kind. But anyway, yeah, let's carry on.
That's so 20th century.
Oh, that didn't go where I thought it was.
Hi, Rachel. We're delighted to let you know that we've had movement on our.
Oh yeah, if you'd like me to pause, just let me know, because I guess we don't have watch together. So yeah, let me know if you'd like to pause, essentially.
Will do. The thing that catches me is, oh, dreams aren't a like something you can really analyze for what I forget what it said. I thought it was going to be a whole, oh, well, that's because of course they're dreams. It's something made up in your head that doesn't make sense. Don't follow your dreams because you said it's a dystopia. But then the computer thing says that's so 20th century. It's like, oh, what?
Oh.
That seems weird.
Yeah. So yeah, from the beginning bit, I thought this was going to be like this was going to be a complete different genre of a movie, and as it goes on, I'm like, oh, it's some kind of comedy, essentially, as we'll find out in here. Undeadness said, "What the fuck?" Yes, exactly. What the fuck?
What, you've never seen the baby store before, or the giant eyeball room?
They're gonna get it in the Bohemian Grove, I guess. You know, just go to.
Oh God.
All right, let's get this trailer over with, I guess.
Our wait list.
We got a spot at the Womb Center. But haven't told LV yet.
The womb center.
The
Huh?
what?
The womb center.
What?
A spot at the Womb Center.
Wait,
We got a spot at the Womb Center. But haven't told LV yet.
Why, Rachel?
Are you feeling this, by the way? You know, I'm not feeling it. Like,
I'm feeling something. It's not excitement or joy or interest. It's more along the lines of pain.
Uh-huh.
He wants a natural child.
Well, hold on. You put us on a wait list to have a baby and an egg.
No, it's not an egg.
It's an egg.
Finally, we have someone reasonably minded in here, you know? Yes, it's an egg. By the way, in that egg, you have the baby.
Why does the baby need to be in the egg, though? Like,
'Cause
if you're going to do the whole buying the baby thing, then the way the trailer started off, where it's literally a store where you pick one, makes more sense than here's an egg with a baby in it. Is the baby growing in the egg?
I think so. I'm not
Why?
sure. Because it's better than a womb, right? Okay. Yeah, no, I'm sure the womb is better, to be honest. But that's just me.
Women are reluctant to have children because it's not made convenient. We want them to pursue their careers and dreams.
We can't.
Okay, that's maybe that's some commentary in there. I suppose, but it's just like the fact that you're making this a comedy. I don't think you actually mean that message, essentially, because it does. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
because
don't know what this movie is trying to say to me, essentially.
the vibe I get from this is it's supposed to be something lighthearted, but the message that I get the impression it wants to tell is a bit heavier than that, you know?
Yeah.
Dreams.
We can't live in the past.
I want to have a child with you.
Let's do it, Rachel.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure you're all very excited.
Parents are raving about it. It is the ultra solution.
My nephew was born at the womb center, but he doesn't dream.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Oh.
Oh, so that's going to be the whole thing. The dreams are real people. The ones who don't dream are fake people.
Yeah, the pod people. Quite literally. Oh, good God.
I can't do it with the pod in here.
What are you talking about? It can't see us.
Okay.
I don't know,
But that's
man.
just on a shelf in a living room.
Why would you take the weird baby pod egg into the bedroom? Can't you just like leave it in a like you said, just on a shelf in the other room?
Would it be better if it was somewhere warm or somewhere cold, or it's just see? Because the thing is, we are human beings, beautifully designed, and the womb essentially experiences everything the mother does, essentially, whether it's food and whatnot. So, what do you do with this egg? How do you feed it? You know, how do you know if it's unwell or not? Does it beep? You know,
you open the lid and sprinkle some flakes in, like for a goldfish.
Oh, good God. That's see what I mean about this being a dystopia? It's just like a comedy of some sort. It's just
yeah, this is weird.
Yeah.
I feel Alvy is able to bond with our child.
Why would you get it on a seat? Oh. Look at his face. Look at this man's face. Like, he's probably questioning how did I get into this movie? This guy's a talented actor, by the way. I don't know why he's in here. I've never seen him in a comedy.
I'm not sure who that is off the top of my head.
He played the villain in Firefly.
Oh shit! It's that guy.
Yes, that I think might be his most famous role, and he played Mordo in Doctor Strange. I've seen him in other films as well. I forget exactly, but yeah, I haven't seen all of Firefly, so no spoilers, please.
I won't spoil it, but
okay,
it's Firefly and Serenity are absolutely worth watching. They're great.
I definitely have to finish it. Yeah. Please, Holy Emperor, make it stop. No, we go through.
You must experience the pain. I don't know if you're supposed to be laughing with this movie or at it, because this whole thing just seems weird. I'm laughing at the concept.
Definitely.
But I'm not. Maybe I'm just not ready to be a mother.
You know, no one's a mother just like that. You become one.
Lately, I've been holding on to...
Okay, the music might be probably copyrighted. Yeah, this.
Yeah, that's probably copyrighted.
I'm just gonna pause.
Play it at 2-second intervals.
I'm gonna turn it down a little, and
yeah,
you know, hope for the best, I guess.
We are considering having a home birth.
I'm sorry. It's not possible.
Oh, okay. That makes it even... Okay. Crack it, make it scrambled eggs. I mean, oh good God, yeah, yeah. I mean that's quite. I'm guessing that's quite an expensive egg as well. You know, I'm guessing. How much would that be worth? Do you reckon? A human egg. That's something
God,
depressing
I
to
don't
think
know.
about. That'd be depressing to think about.
I won't raise this child without nature. Congratulations. So exciting, isn't it?
Look at him just being this. I don't know how to describe it. Soy boy, essentially. It's so exciting. It's just, oh, look at that smile.
Yeah, it's
Ah.
hard. It's hard seeing the guy from Firefly acting like that. Like,
Are these eggs single use or reusable? Good question. I guess so. A good question.
I noticed a change in productivity. You do have a baby at the womb center, right?
Why?
Okay, I'm just pausing it for the sake of copyright systems. For provoking, all these reviews, blah blah blah, and they're still holding the egg everywhere. It just bothers me. I don't know. It just seems weird and demented.
the only thoughts this is provoking in me is thoughts of suicide.
Creetosis, no! Don't
Yes!
do it. You have so much to live for.
No, I don't. Give me the noose.
Oh, they put it in a plate. They just put it in a plate. Look. Just turn it back a little. Yeah. They put it in a bowl. Crumbled egg. There we go.
I'm making the mother of all omelets, Jack.
Amelia Clark's just like, nah, this is gonna be a dragon, actually. Don't you know? So.
Your family dynamics are about to undergo tremendous changes.
Oh, wait. So, you can see inside it? Oh.
Yeah, they showed earlier in the trailer, like you could turn the window on and off to see inside it.
I suppose it's better than the X-ray photo, but it's still unsettling, to say the least. The pod generation. That just sounds like California. But
how can we make sure our baby's not bored in utero?
Oh yeah, we don't want any bored babies.
Exclusively in theaters nationwide, August 11th.
Well, I know what I'm doing on August 11th. Not watching this fucking movie.
I hated that. Yeah, me too. So the chat seemed to like that very much. I'm guessing.
Oh, we should watch it again then.
Maybe not.
Oh no, that seemed really weird to me.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, why on earth make this a comedy of some sort? So like, it seemed, like romantic vibes in it, and it's just like, to me, this is 1984 all over again, or just. I don't think they made a good adaptation of Brave New World. I read the book. The book was interesting, and I think Brave New World was more. I think it's more of an accurate prediction of the future, essentially. I think 1984 is a bit more so based on the idea of the time, essentially. I would say. I think Brave New World is the better dystopian novel. More accurately predicts what people are going to be like in the future. It accurately predicts like, oh, we're going to have essentially test tube babies, and women won't have to be pregnant and whatnot. That's straight from Brave New World. In 1984, they still have to do the deed, I suppose. I think 1984 is much more about loyalty to the government, and in Brave New World, it's much more about everything is about comfort, essentially, like making society very comfortable, to the point of their detriment, essentially. Kind of like Wall-E, essentially. And yeah, seeing this trailer just reminded me of that in a bad way, of course. But you know,
Yeah, because
silence bomb equipment.
Yeah, from this trailer, I don't know what this movie is trying to say. So, like you said, there's obviously a theme of romance there. There's also obviously a theme of parenthood. I don't get how the pod egg works into that. Like, why is this a story that needs to be told in a comedic dystopia setting? I just don't see what it adds.
Yeah. I was just left speechless. Buried in the world, everyone bangs everyone else. Yeah. And no consequences, no babies of any sorts. It's all about comfort, essentially. Nothing valuable in that world. And yeah, it just, that book just heavily reminds me of this. And it's weird because it's done in such a goofy way, I suppose. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna still wait for a good adaptation of that book. Yeah. So yeah, I thought I'd share that cringe with you. So you're welcome, Creetosis. So.
Yep. That if covering videos on my own stream today didn't fulfill my cringe quota, that definitely did.
Oh, good God. I think that's all I had in terms of. Yeah, I think that's all I had in terms of news. I suppose we'll move to this next little segment, which is the Pitch Me a Story segment. Sorry, it cut you off there. What were you going to say?
Oh, I just said, oh boy.
Okay. So yeah, this is a part of the show where essentially I shall spin a wheel, and based on the results of that wheel, we will pitch the audience a little story. Now, the first wheel is the genre picker. I suppose Creetosis, I'll spin the wheels for you. I'll once we spin all the wheels as well, I'll put up like a timer essentially, and by the end we'll.
I've got a
each
time
pitch
limit. Oh no.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I don't know. I don't know how much time you'll need. Maybe like 3 minutes. I think that'll be good. It's only meant to be a short story, not like a. I'm not expecting to pitch like a full feature film or anything. You know, just a bit of fun. Okay, so your genre is. Okay, interesting. It's a horror story.
See, the funny thing is,
yeah,
when you told me about this earlier, I was like, oh man, horror might actually be difficult to do this in. And of course, I get horror.
Oh no. Dun dun dun. All right. So the next wheel is the franchise that it's based upon. Because we all know Hollywood can't think of any creative ideas. So obviously, it has to be in some popular IP franchise. And this is the wheel of the most popular franchises. And yeah, let's see what you get. Dun, 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 dun. Transformers.
Oh my god, I'm a psychic. Because Transformers, yeah, because my thing with that was, Transformers would be a bad one for me to get, because how do you do a horror Transformers thing? I don't know all that much about Transformers. I am rolling natural ones right now.
Would you like me to spin the wheel again, or you thought?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll take the roll.
All right. All right. So now we spin the ESG wheel, right? All movies have to have a checkbox ticked and has to have one of the following: environmentalism, feminism, anti-capitalist, of course, even though it's participating in a big capitalist thing that is a Hollywood movie. So yes, that's kind of ironic in a way. Fat body positivity. Now that one, it does appear in commercials a whole lot. I've noticed it doesn't appear that often in movies, but you know, sometimes there is kind of like a fat character that, you know, everyone has to say, "You're beautiful," essentially. You know, racism, and that can be, you know, colonialism too. You know, standard everything of oppression. You know, the typical stuff. And then there's LGBT. Imagine if you get LGBT teen drama and horror and Transformers. That'd be interesting. But you know, I'm not gonna make that prediction. But you know, all right, let's spin the ESG wheel.
Oh, thank God.
How on earth would you do it? Okay, that's interesting. I suppose that is interesting. Okay, I'll spin the wheels for my story, and then we'll start the countdown. Okay, so I have genre-wise a crime or heist. Okay, interesting. And my franchise is Harry Potter. Shit, I don't know much about Harry Potter. Okay, but you see, writers that write Hollywood movies don't really know anything about their IP franchises, so in a way,
you can make up any character you want from Harry Potter and say it's a faithful adaptation.
Exactly. I suppose this is what Hollywood writers are like. You know, they spin a wheel, and you know, they just get an IP franchise. Like, yeah, sure, I know loads about the source material. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge at the camera. All right, and my ESG wheel is. Hang on. What's this? Why has the wheel disappeared on me? Hang on, let me refresh it. There we go. And let's see what this is. Oh, okay. Anti-capitalist.
Actually, that kind of works well with the cops and robbers thing for the first one, the crime one you got.
Oh, okay, yeah. So an anti-capitalist Harry Potter story with.
I just had an idea that would be good for
Okay.
that.
I'll try to think of something, I guess. Okay, so did you write yours down?
Yes, I wrote mine down.
Okay. So I'll essentially share this, and yeah, I've got a timer here. So what? 5 minutes maybe should be okay. Maybe 4. I suppose 4. I'll play some background music as well, and then we can get to brainstorming, I suppose.
I have no idea what I'm going to do for this.
Where's the background music? Let me just find it. There we go. All right, let's get to writing. Okay, so. So, Cree, do you know like any Transformer names? Like, I suppose.
Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Starscream, Megatron.
That's the basic. Yeah. That's essentially the basics. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all you need to know, to be honest. You know.
And we're allowed to go all out and make it as cringe as possible, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you can try if you want, but that doesn't guarantee it'll be successful. You know, all the Hollywood producers care about is whether it's, you know.
Yeah, but the cringe is more of a byproduct.
I mean, I suppose, yeah. We never know these writers whether they're intentionally cringe or, you know, not intentionally cringe. Either way, it's funny.
Your audio's getting a bit popply, crackly for me.
Yeah. Don't know why. Should I stop the music? What about this music? This is a meme on Friday Night Tights.
Yeah.
It's called Feeding the Ducks. You know what? I'm gonna let this play. It's a classic. The fact that they're feeding the ducks. You know what? I'm gonna keep playing this one. Just to get us in the mindset. Right. I need to write something. I haven't written down a single word. Right,
I barely started.
Oh no, not the music again. What are you doing? It's slowing down. You know what? I'm gonna give us an extra minute. No one will notice. The music is so tismy. Oh god. I don't know what's the matter with it. Usually it works fine, but you know. You know what? Let's not bother with the music. It's annoying me. Alright.
Yeah, I don't know why your audio is getting crackly with the music playing.
It's kind of like slowing down and turning like all flumpy, essentially. I don't know why. It's not done that before. Okay. Well, I know. Alright. Harry Potter, anti-capitalist. Anti-capitalist. And what was it? Oh, crime and heist. Okay. It has to be set in school. I know that it has to be set in school. Okay.
Your audio is still crackling for me. I don't know if chat can hear that or not. Hopefully it's clear for them.
Let me know, chat, if audio is bad. I don't know why it would be. I think it'd be internet, most likely, but who knows? That's interesting. Share screen. Settings.
Oh god, this is a very difficult combination to work with.
Okay, so I think I'm making a good start. What about you?
You've got a good start?
Yeah.
I had to start over because I missed a horror element at first. I am doing terribly right now.
The more terrible, the better. All right.
I mean terribly as in I don't know what to do. I'm trying to figure something out.
No. Sometimes something simple works, essentially. And what you do when it comes to writing, think of the ending first. That helps. Okay. Okay, so that means okay, how much time are we on, by the way? 58 seconds.
Oh god, I am not gonna finish.
Okay. Crap. I don't have the ending done yet. You know what? I'm just gonna cut it short. Okay. No, you know what? That will do. Oh, should we give it a title? I don't know. Damn it.
I don't have
I don't
enough
know.
time for a title.
No, I don't either.
I didn't even finish. It was just a
You know
hard
what?
concept to work those three things in together and just not be really blunt about
Yeah, definitely.
it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Should I go first, perhaps? Yeah,
If you
I
want
guess.
to, we could
Yeah,
do
maybe
one
it'll
clip of
inspire
mine.
you to improvise like a secret ending. Okay, so my story is essentially that Harry Potter, one day traveling to his school, he sees a quite expensive wand, essentially, and he's kind of worried about it because he really wanted that wand. And Malfoy, the blonde kid that bullies him, laughs at his face and waves like the wand in his face, essentially. And he's pretty sad about it. He then goes to his usual lectures, and he gets this new teacher with some sort of white beard and hair like Santa Claus. His name is Cal Marxy Lassie. And Carl is a very radical teacher, but very emboldened by his speech. He was only, though, a supply teacher who regularly scratched his ass and stuffed his face with food. Half the time, he didn't really do any teaching, just went on rants and whatnot. Students didn't really find him that useful, to be honest. But Harry was inspired by him and agreed with him on a lot of stuff, actually, on the injustices of the capitalist system. And he essentially decided that, you know what, I'm going to take this capitalist system head on. And he went ahead to steal this expensive magic wand. And so he put on his ski mask, put like a sickle hammer and a wand logo on it as well, in honor of his teacher. And he went ahead, broke the glass, and went to robbing the place. Unfortunately, what he did not know is the shopkeeper have super duper uber wands that essentially add a shotgun to the modern America, and essentially he got shot for it. The end.
Based. The
I
idea
was
I
gonna
came up with
have more of
after
a-
I saw the idea I had after you got your selection was in the universe there's this big like banking system run by goblins, and I figured, oh, you could have something of like stealing from all the rich wizard banks to give to the poor or something.
Mhm. I could have thought of that. I was just like rushing, like, okay, so he steals this one. I'm like, crap. What else do I do here? Oh, some people are saying we are roboting. Sorry about that. I hope it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem I had. I didn't know if chat could hear it or not.
Yeah, it's weird because I'm plugged into the internet by cable. It should not
you
be
sound-
the internet's fault.
You
Yeah.
sound good now.
Okay. Interesting. Hey, maybe it was the video that I was sharing because I just removed it, and now it's just been all wobbly since I added it. Maybe it was that. It might have been.
Maybe.
Although I don't know why. But hey. Okay, Creetosis, would you like to pitch us your story?
All right, so a horror Transformers movie about racism. So it's a little bit cliche, but it takes place in a popular but remote campground, and there's a minority family of your choosing, a very large family, decides to
Are they like
take
a
their
lovely like robot family, like essentially?
No, they're human. They're human.
Oh, so it's not on Cybertron or anything. Okay.
No, I don't know anything about Cybertron. I know it exists.
Okay.
I do
It's
know
a whole
that,
world of
but-
the Transformer alien race. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it'd take place on Earth, but we'll still include like the Transformers, kind of.
Okay. See, you know what? Last time on the show, right? We got like Transformers and environmentalism. So
Oh no.
the message was, oh, Transformers ruined their planet because they didn't recycle and stuff like that, so they destroyed their own planet essentially, and they had to transport. Where in reality, it was just the war between Autobots and Decepticons. So I think that environmentalist message would really fit in the Transformers world, but that's just me. Anyway, do go on.
That actually did give me an idea to modify my story to improve it slightly. So they're at this remote campground. It takes place on Earth. There's this minority family of your choosing that's there. The park rangers, they don't like this family. And they happen to have come in contact with the Decepticons, but in a very weakened state. And it becomes a slasher film where each member of the family gets taken out one by one by the Decepticons, who are working for these racist park rangers. And
like you did, of course.
Yeah, and the family realizes the park rangers are behind it, and they plot to take them down. And at the climax of the film, the remaining couple members of the family, they're on a boat trying to not quite a speedboat, but one that goes fast across this lake, and they're trying to escape, but one of the Decepticons gets onto the boat. Then they shoot the motor with a flare gun and blow it up, and they jump off and survive. The robot doesn't, the Decepticon doesn't, but the family does. And the following morning, when the cops arrive to clean up the situation, the family is horrified to realize that the cops are in league with the horrible racist park rangers. It's the entire system that's doomed.
Typical. Okay, so that was. Do you had anything to add to that?
That's all I've got. The end.
Okay.
I'm not that great at coming up with stuff off the top of my head, especially with the combination I got. Like, how do you work horror and Transformers and racism together? You have to do it horribly clunky like that.
Yeah. That's the fun of it, I guess.
You try to make it work.
Yeah, I think this pitch segment works best for drawn characters. I think the randomness of drawing it works definitely well. But the thing is, like, I know Discord has like party game where you essentially draw stuff.
Are you talking about Gardic Phone?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, that can be fun.
Definitely.
Hollywood, don't steal my idea. I'm willing to sell it to you.
He's copyrighted it. He'll sell you for a reasonable price. I'm sure it'll be cheaper than what the writers are striking right now. So, all right. I think that about wraps up the show. We usually go on for like an hour and a half, essentially. Sometimes 2 hours if we waffle on endlessly. But I think we'll mark it up there. Creetosis, would you like to promote anything or announce any videos or stuff like that?
As mentioned, I have a YouTube channel. I do videos analyzing and criticizing mostly video games so far. I will be covering TV shows and movies a bit more. I have a 40-minute video comparing the intros of the Cowboy Bebop Netflix show and the Cowboy Bebop movie. And right now I'm in the middle of releasing the first 4 parts of my Fallout 4 analysis. The first 2 parts were remakes. the second part was mostly a re-recording with a few changes to just to get all three of them updated. And I hope to have part 4 released on the 28th, I believe. Yes, the 28th. Besides that, yeah, that's about it. My channel is Creetosis. It's the same as my name on here.
Yeah, I've linked your Twitter and your YouTube channel in the description below. So if
Thank
anyone
you.
watching this or watching this back live, because I know this stream's a lot later than usual. Yeah, you can check the channel links and stuff like that in the description below. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thank you for inviting me. I had a great time.
Oh yeah, that's great to hear. Yeah, as for my channel, yeah, expect like a decent amount of meme videos on the channel. I'll be probably watching Oppenheimer first day. It comes out on Friday. I can't wait for that. Christopher Nolan is one of my favorite directors, even though, you know, his movies can be hit or miss, but yeah, I still like him. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm gonna watch it in IMAX, definitely. Can't wait to see that. I'll probably like do a live stream after I watch it and essentially edit into that video. That's essentially my strategy from now. Doing a live stream of the new movie and then editing it down to essentially a video. Because if I write a script for it, that's gonna take a while, and you know, YouTube likes fast, recent, relevant videos. Essentially, we're all slaves to the algorithm, I suppose. Some scripted videos you may expect in the future. I plan to, I don't know, do something a bit longer. Just have to find something that I can ramble on about. There's also a chat in here. We made a Le Bomb that killed Le Putin. Oppenheimer wasn't French, damn it. Yeah, I've seen loads of memes of, you know, Barbenheimer. Have you seen the memes like Barbenheimer essentially and stuff like that?
There's this really good meme I saw earlier of the guy in the movie who plays Oppenheimer, and he's got his arm up, and Barbie is sitting in his arm.
Yeah,
With the nuke going off in the background. It is an amazing edit.
Yeah. Those movies have nothing to do with each other, and yeah, they. It's just bizarre to me that people are just making all these connections. It's just like, I'm pretty sure someone asked, "Hey, Christopher Nolan, are you going to watch Barbie? Will you watch Barbie?" And he just like said no. That's all he said.
For some reason, people just meme things together like that. Like I remember when Doom Eternal came out and Animal Crossing came out at the same time, and people started making memes of those two games together.
Yeah, I saw them. I'm pretty sure. I like those memes more, to be honest. They seem kind of cute, but with this one, to me, it's just bizarre because you couldn't get more polar opposite, to be honest. And with the Doomslayer and Animal Crossing, it was kind of wholesome in a weird sort of way, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that'll be all for today's stream. I guess I'll probably be streaming a little earlier time on Sundays. I think it's like 8 p.m. British summer time. Yeah, thank you everyone for watching and sticking with this Hocus Pocus show, I suppose. Good night, everyone.
Have a good night.